Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to dive deep into one of my favorite cards in the tarot, the Two of Wands.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever had this amazing idea, this spark of genius, but then you just kind of freeze right before you take that first big step? Well, that exact feeling, that moment of pause, that's the Two of Wands. It's that powerful moment when you're holding the map, you're standing right at the edge of your comfort zone, and you're thinking, okay, what's next?
All right, so you know the Wands suit is all about that fire, that passion and drive, right? The Ace of Wands gives you that initial spark, that brilliant idea. But the Two of Wands, that's the crucial in-between moment. It's the planning stage before you leap into the action of the Three of Wands. Think of it as the bridge between just having an idea and actually having a solid strategy to make it happen. You know that saying, preparation is everything? That is the Two of Wands in a nutshell. It's all about taking that time to aim before you let the arrow fly. This card is practically shouting, hey, pause for a second, plan this out. All that incredible potential energy is building up, but the smartest move you can make right now is to just be still and get super clear on where you're headed. And this is where it gets really interesting, because at its core, this card is all about a powerful duality. On one side, you have planning and progress, moving forward. On the other, you've got indecision and that fear of the unknown that just keeps us playing it safe. It's that constant pull between stepping out into the great unknown and just clinging to what's familiar. And all of that tension is packed into this one single card. So, what happens when you pull this card upright in a reading? Well, it's a fantastic sign. It's basically the universe telling you that you're ready to expand your horizons. You're finally starting to see the bigger picture and all the incredible things that are possible for you. This means you've officially entered a phase of strategic thinking. You've done the work, you've come so far, and now here you are, standing on your balcony, holding a globe, contemplating your next move with a real sense of power and potential. Seriously, the world is quite literally in your hands. Okay, so what about love and relationships? When this card shows up, it usually points to a really big choice or a planning phase. It's all about looking ahead and envisioning the future of your connections. So the card is basically asking you to look at where things are going. Are you and your partner actually making plans together? Talking about taking things to the next level? And if you're single, get ready, because you might be facing a classic choice. You've got one option that feels safe, comfortable, reliable, and another that feels daring, exciting, and like a real adventure. Now, let's talk career and money. Seeing the upright Two of Wands here is such a promising sign. It points to stability, yes, but also real, tangible forward movement. Those big ambitions you've had, they're starting to take actual shape. What this really signals is a time of financial stability. And that's huge because it lets you make conscious choices about your career. You've worked hard, you've built up your resources, and now you have the security to actually plan for the long term. Maybe that means expanding your business overseas, or choosing between two great jobs, or just making some really smart investments for your future. So, when you boil it all down, the upright card is presenting you with this fundamental choice. Do you stay within your castle walls, safe and secure with everything you've already built? Or do you venture out into that vast, exciting landscape you see right in front of you and seize an even bigger opportunity? Okay, but what happens when all that forward-moving energy just gets stuck? Well, that's exactly what the reversed Two of Wands is all about. It's that frustrating feeling of being stalled right at the gate. When this card is reversed, the energy just completely stalls out. This is analysis paralysis. It's overthinking things so much that you do nothing. Or it's sticking with what's familiar just because it's a habit, not because there's any passion left. You might have the best idea in the world, but without a clear plan, you're just stuck going in circles. And when it pops up reversed in a love reading, oof, it can really highlight a feeling of being stuck or held back by fear. And that can lead to a relationship dynamic that feels, well, mundane or even totally unfulfilling. What this really gets at is that your choices in love are being guided by fear, not by desire. And that's a tough spot to be in. Maybe you're staying in a so-so relationship just because it feels like the safest bet, even though you know deep down you're not happy. That fear of the unknown can feel so huge, it's just easier to stay put. And what about your career? Well, this reversal often points to missed opportunities. It's showing you the consequences of either poor planning or just not having the courage to take that scary next step.
Look, this is really just a signal that it might be time to go back to the drawing board. Maybe you made a fantastic plan, but you're just too scared to actually do it. Or maybe your plan has some big holes you didn't see before. Either way, this is your cue to reconnect with why you started in the first place, to find that spark of ambition again. All right, to really get the full message of this card, we have to look at the symbols. The entire story is laid out for us, right there in the classic imagery. So just picture it. You've got this man standing on his castle. That's his safe space, his comfort zone. One of the wands is actually attached to the wall. That represents everything he's already built, his foundation. But then, he's holding a miniature globe in his hand. That's the whole world of potential. And he's holding the other wand ready for action. And where is he looking? He's looking out at this huge, vast landscape, which is where the real adventure is just waiting to happen. So, you see, whether this card shows up upright or reversed, the core message is actually the same. It's time to move from just passively dreaming to actively planning. You need to acknowledge the crossroads you're at, create a real, clear action plan, and most importantly, trust your own potential. And then you just have to take that one brave step from planning into discovery. So, as we wrap up, I want you to really think about the Two of Wands. Ask yourself this. What future do you actually want to create? And what is the very first step, just one, that you can plan today to start moving toward it? Because remember, the world is in your hands.
Continue your tarot journey by liking, subscribing, and checking out our books. The link is in the description below. Until next time, goodbye.